back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. You know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to do whatever we can to get this message to the MMA gods, to Dana White, to whoever we can, because I'm telling you, this idea is golden. Me and my brother came up with this idea in the Big Brother Beatdown. I don't care if the UFC uses it. I think they should. It's a great freaking deal. Check this out. Conor McGregor has been on The Ultimate Fighter once before versus Uriah Faber. This was before Conor McGregor was a champ, let alone the champ. This was before Conor McGregor was on the world's radar. So these are our thoughts, and I will put a clip at the end of where this idea spawned from the actual conversation on the Big Brother Beatdown. Conor McGregor every week on your screen, on free TV, The Ultimate Fighter. Could you imagine how much ratings that would do, how big that would be? That shit would be, man, I don't know about as big as Game of Thrones, but I know I would be as excited. Even the casual fans, the microwave, whoever, everybody would tune in if Conor McGregor was on The Ultimate Fighter versus, check this out, versus either Kevin Lee or Tony Ferguson after they win the interim belt. You have Conor McGregor, the champ, Tony Ferguson or Kevin Lee, the interim champ. At the end of the season, they fight to unify the titles. Sis, if you're listening, any of you guys or girls, check this. You would build stars just off of that season. Okay, I don't know it could be welterweight, whatever the contenders are on the season. They would become stars. People who like Toothless Tom, or there other people from the Ultimate Fighter seasons like that don't even win the show would become stars because they would all be seen every week when everyone tunes in to see Conor versus Kevin Lee or or Tony Ferguson. So the winner of that Ultimate Fighter season would automatically be a star and have rub from Conor McGregor, get seen by everybody tuning in to see Conor. And the people, like even the fan favorites who might lose in the finals or lose in the semifinals or lose, but they were still a good person, so fans tune into that person and keep track of their career. Because I know the last Ultimate Fighter season I've watched is the Ultimate Fighter season 25 or 26 with Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw. That's the last one I've actually watched. I honestly haven't tuned into this season yet either. And to me, I think it's because there's no actual, the fight's going to be good, Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje, but it's not like people were clamoring to see that. It's not like that's the fight everybody was asking for. Everybody's asking for a Conor fight. Everybody wants to see TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt. Justin Gaethje versus Eddie Alvarez is just kind of a throw-together fight. There wasn't no heat before it. There's no rivalry there. They're coaching, women that are in a new division. The new division is, to me, more appealing. Even though the fight's going to be great, there's no... A TV show is usually, there's drama tied into it, tied into the competition. The Ultimate Fighter this season is only competition. There's no real drama to help build the fights or build the season, as there was last season when I actually tuned in and I loved it. I loved the Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. That was a fucking great. It made me wonder, man, what happened to the Ultimate Fighter? And then this season, I haven't even really tuned in. I was motivated enough to do recaps of the last season. Could you imagine how many people would be motivated to tune in and do recaps, do everything, cover the Ultimate Fighter with Conor McGregor on there every week? There are hurdles, yes. You'd have to pay Conor a lot of money, but it's worth it. The biggest TV stars make that much money. The people that have been on shows like CSI for 13 years and all that shit, the top stars, Jethro, they make a lot of money per episode. Millions per episode. That's what you would have to pay Conor, but I believe it would be easily worth it because Conor McGregor would bring in the Ultimate Fighter. Whatever channel gets that fucking show would be a better channel. If Fox Sports 1 got Conor McGregor versus the interim Kevin Lee, and I say, okay, I'm going to start using Kevin Lee just to the end of this video because I think that's the best case scenario for a TV show. Kevin Lee versus Conor McGregor is must-see TV. It brings in a lot of the, they like to sell the race, like the Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor thing, race sold. The race would sell, black versus white, even though I'm not saying that's a huge selling point to me. I'm saying it's in there. It's got that. It's got the drama. They both got the trash talk. Kevin Lee, you know, they both think they dress fly, but Conor McGregor would be able to ultimately stun on Kevin Lee like, boy, I'm changing your bum life. He could run that line, but Kevin Lee's could say, hey, yeah, but I'll whoop your... It would be a fucking show. Even Tony Ferguson, though. Even Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor. Tony Ferguson might take a verbal assault throughout the show, but he would have his moments, and it would still be fucking huge because the fact that Conor McGregor's gonna be fighting, defending his belt for the first time versus the winner of that... Holy crap, that would be so fucking huge. I want to see that so fucking bad, dog. I don't even know how to say it enough. If this shit happened now, what's the hurdle? Getting Conor McGregor enough money? Man, I think everybody would make money. Whoever the champs would make money. The UFC would make money and get put on a bigger stage. Like, okay, because the Ultimate Fighter, to me, the Ultimate Fighter in its heyday, the very best season, the pinnacle, was Rampage versus Rashad. That's whenever me and a lot of my friends were casual fans. We loved that episode. There was real fucking heat going into it, and you cared about the fucking fighters. But the main attraction was Rampage versus Rashad. We were huge Rampage fans, just like a majority of people would be huge Conor fans. Now, what happened at the Rampage Rashad? One of the most boring fights in fucking UFC history. Everybody was pissed the fuck off. Everyone was mad. Rampage, Rashad was running, didn't want to fight. It was kind of like everybody was pissed off. Me as a Rampage fan, it made me fucking dislike Rashad to the max. It turned me away from Rashad. That shit low-key turned me away from the Ultimate Fighter. Turned a lot of people. We talk about that in the episode I'm going to put at the end of this. But the fight was terrible. Now, Conor McGregor versus Tony Ferguson, there's no way that fight's ever going to be a bad fight. Versus Kevin Lee, there's a very low chance of Conor McGregor versus Kevin Lee being a bad fight. So that couldn't happen here. I think it would catapult. I mean, the Ultimate Fighter's been around for 26 seasons, just pretty much off of the damn... I mean, there was other ones before that, the Forrest Griffin season and stuff. That was big too. But that all helped build up to that Rampage Rashad thing. And I think, and that's just from our standpoint, my standpoint, I was huge into the Ultimate Fighter. It was must-see TV. I wanted to watch every single week whenever Rampage versus Rashad was on there. Then the fight killed everything. I don't even think I watched another Ultimate Fighter after Rampage Rashad. But I don't think that happens here. And Conor McGregor, it puts him on TV every fucking week. People would watch a Conor McGregor reality show. This one's better than a reality show to me because it's I don't watch reality shows, but if you can add competition and throw a fight in every week with Conor McGregor overseeing it, must-see TV. It would also make me go back and watch Conor McGregor's first Ultimate Fighter season. It would, because I would want to watch that leading up to this one, because that was before Conor was a star. I don't really want to go watch that now yet. I mean, I'm interested in it. I'm halfway there, but I don't just go back and watch Ultimate Fighter seasons. But if Conor McGregor came to a fucking another season and it was versus the interim title holder, and boy, let's fucking go. It's going to boost those ratings. It's going to make people go back and watch Uriah Faber versus Conor. I think it's so fucking great of an idea. I want you guys in the comments to tell me if you see any reason Conor McGregor should not go to the Ultimate Fighter. If you see a reason it would fail, because I don't. I think it would be must-see TV. We would get to see Conor McGregor every fucking week, and then at the end we'd get a huge fight. I think it would bring in more casual fans than a lot of stuff, because they talk about how Ronda Rousey had the, you know, more of the casual women fans tuned in. McGregor has them as well. But what about the people who don't really care about the fighting, but they would be down to see the Conor McGregor reality show? This would bring in the reality show people with the fucking hardcore fans. This would bring in the casual, the hardcore. This to me, it'd be like Mayweather McGregor every fucking weekend, bro. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring up what gave me this idea, the conversation between me and my brother, the microwave casual fan. So, and that matters. A lot of people have been bashing on the microwave because he's casual and he don't know as much MMA as you would think, but that's literally the casual fan for you. That's the person that only watches Conor. That's the person that only watches Kevin Lee or Mike Perry or people that they hear about. They don't tune in. They don't care about the undercard. They care about the main event, but they will watch it. Those are the people the UFC is trying to draw in. So just because he sounds like a jackass when he's talking, it's because he's a casual fan. But you're not realizing the casual fans' opinion matters more than yours. The UFC knows you're going to be ordering the next pay-per-view. They know you're going to be watching the next fights. They're trying to get the microwave to watch the next fights. They're trying to get the people that don't care about UFC as much in. So that's why the microwave's opinion is shitty or as stupid, as cringy as you might think it is. That's why it fucking matters, because whatever he's excited about generally is what the casual fan is paying attention to, because he reads ESPN, not UFC.com, not MMA Fighting, not MMA Junkie, not MMA Imports, not BJ Penn, not none of those. He only reads ESPN, so that's where the casual fans are. So with that being said, here's a little snippet of the conversation. The full episode is on the channel. It's called the Big Brother Beatdown Episode 3. Here's just a snippet of where this Ultimate Fighter with Conor McGregor came up. Hope you enjoy. If not, eat a dick. It is what it is. Let the haters know what the fuck you talking about in the comments, dude.
Like I said, I want to give it to Silva, but he's hurting his own legacy. He needs to stop fighting.
Yeah. So this is what I've got to say about the GOAT, Daniel Cormier. Listen, just listen about this. Okay, so you talk about Daniel Cormier can't be the GOAT. He's disqualified because of how he lost to John Jones. The only person that hasn't took a loss like that is John Jones. Conor McGregor lost to Nate Diaz, and he lost before. Anderson Silva been taking hella L's.
And that's why I'm saying John Jones is the only one in the conversation. If he comes back in 2 years and wins another 5, 6, 7 fights, he's the GOAT. MMA needs a GOAT. They need one.
Yeah, we got one. Daniel Cormier. Listen.
That's not good for your sport, bro. That's not good at all.
Somebody said that it's not good for the... It's good for me. I'm fine with it. No, that's the motherfucking GOAT, bro.
Fan,
no, because he's the GOAT. He's undefeated.
For some reason, some of you delusional people picked him against John Jones. And sorry for you, man. You got to get off the bandwagon.
I knew John Jones was going to have to be clean. Now, when he lost, I was like, what the hell just happened? And now I know why. It's because he was fucking cheating. He had to cheat against the clean GOAT. John Jones is the dirty GOAT. That's fine. John Jones is even over Anderson Silva as far as dirty GOAT, because Anderson Silva has taken hella L's. Now, and Anderson Silva, see, we were casual fans back in the Anderson Silva days, and we didn't even watch Fedor. People talk and say, oh, you got to think about Fedor. You got to your knowledge. And
I was on the verge of becoming like a real... I watched Silva, you know, Rampage, Chuck Liddell, a lot of them. I was starting to watch a lot of them. There was a lot of people I considered stars back then. But really, that Rashad Rampage shit kind of turned me away from everything. Like, the Ultimate Fighter, that's what I'm saying. I haven't watched the Ultimate Fighter to this day. I feel like it's all about the coaches. And we were just having this conversation the other day. It's like, for me to watch Ultimate Fighter, it was the Rashad versus Rampage. Like, you want the Ultimate Fighter to be huge? Put Conor McGregor versus somebody like Aldo. Put them two guys on there, though. I mean, as the two coaches or something.
It was a guy from another division. But
wow, I didn't even know that. I guess I didn't know who Conor was back then. Maybe I would have watched that if he was a coach.
It was a good series. It was good.
And that's what, to me, it's like, you got to have them stars,
that's
man.
That's where TJ Dillashaw got the name Snake from, that season of Conor McGregor. That's where the whole nickname Snake came from. He was telling, because the other coach was Uriah Faber, the coach of Team Alpha Male. Now, he was at 135 pounds. Conor was at 145. So, Uriah they weren't going to be fighting after it.
See, I think the coaches should fight after every season, man. That was big time, I think.
Yeah. And that's why the Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw one, I actually watched that one. I did recaps on that one, and they're about to fight at UFC 217. They were the coaches of the last one, and they got some real fucking smoke. So that was a good episode. Now, this one, they got Justin Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez. They didn't have no beef going into it. They're just like the coaches, and they're coaching female fighters.
Either, so it's like, Alvarez, I kind of know, but
he just lost to Conor.
Yeah, but the Gaethje though, it's like, why would I? I mean, yeah, again, what they're doing is making Ultimate Fighter for you hardcore fans. If you want to draw casual people in, you got to get these big time people to get on this show. Put Tyron Woodley on there or something. Like, again, maybe it's just a mystique, you know. Maybe they're not selling their fighters enough, because like me, again, what built me into him is hearing him talk one day about how you said he fights the small battles and shit like that, and that's why people don't like him. It's like, you don't get to hear most of these fighters talk ever outside of right when they win. They need to give them more exposure or something.
Yeah. I mean, and I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I agree. It to me, like, I honestly haven't watched one episode of this season, Justin Gaethje versus Eddie Alvarez. They're coaching a new division of women. Like, the 125 pound is coming in, and the winner, but it's two dudes that, I don't know, they're not known for coaching. It's like you're getting they're not even like coaches, so why are they coaching these chicks? You know, they have no real beef going into it.
Alvarez kind of looked like some, like, you know, OG Mexican, like, gangster type dude who's fighting off in the cut somewhere. So it's like he ain't even gonna have much to say in front of the cameras.
And he's like that. Like, and Justin Gaethje, neither one of them are about talking shit. Kevin Lee hell of a shit talker, wanted to do it, would have fought either one of them, and he would have made some smoke. He would have caused some smoke in that house. And no homo, Kevin Lee would have probably picked up with. That's probably why they kept him out of there, man. Because Kevin Lee would have. It would have been. I think he would have a lot of attention away from the fights and pause and shit. And he would have been talking trash to the other coach, making them mad. But I think he would have sold the show a lot better. Because, like you said, Eddie Alvarez, he's not a. All of these dudes are.
Imagine if you did like Ultimate Fighter again with Conor versus Kevin Lee on there, and then they fought at the end of that. That shit would be huge. Like that would be must see TV every week.
Yeah, that's a good fucking point. When putting one of their biggest stars on there, that would be cold-blooded.
Conor more, but again, Conor's a star. They need to keep him out the arena. Like I said, if he does come back to UFC, Diaz is good because it keeps him away from another top competitor. And again, they're gonna let him go back. Like who was that? The dude that just fought back, Dan Henderson or something. That was ridiculous for him to be able to go back and do that. So Conor will probably be able to go back and fight whoever he wants again too. It's going to be a while before he defends that belt against a top contender.
This is the problem. See, now this is
they do that Ultimate Fighter
this interim title. There's an interim for Conor's belt. There's the next pay-per-view is Kevin Lee versus Tony Ferguson. Interim lightweight title. And the interim title means the winner fights the real title holder. That's Conor. But everyone's pointing that. All signs are pointing toward Conor fighting Nate Diaz next. The only way that happens is if Conor says, fuck the belt, fuck fighting the number one contender, I'm fighting Nate Diaz, I don't care about belts.
Though. The UFC is going to allow him to fight Diaz, so they'll probably allow him to say, we'll just wait a little bit longer.
What do you mean? But for the interim title fights happening coming up.
Okay, and then we have an interim champion. We know you fight Conor next, but guess what? You're not fighting him as soon as you thought because he's got to fight Diaz real fast. And then guess what? He might want another break.
They're gonna have to strip Conor because Conor already showed.
They're gonna strip Conor.
They already did once.
Like what? The second belt?
His first belt was 145. Moved up and won the second belt. As soon as he won the second belt, they took that one so they can get that division going. How can you have an interim champion getting skipped by a ranked 7 Diaz? I understand if there's no interim champion, let Nate Diaz skip everybody. But if you've got a fucking interim champion, that's who fights Conor next. And if not, give them the fucking belt and let them fight Khabib. And the UFC already promised Khabib the winner of that fight somehow.
Conor Diaz, then it just won't be a title fight. That's how we do that. Exactly. But Conor will fight Diaz, and you interim champion, you are the interim champion.
You're gonna be the real, or then they'll have to fight Diaz at like a catch weight. That's the only way they'll do it for not his belt, because you can't be the champion fighting at your weight while there's an interim champion. And check this out, Khabib is the number one contender who's not fighting for that belt or the interim belt. But they said Khabib's gonna get to fight the winner of Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson, and Khabib said he's only fighting for a title. So it's looking like Khabib's going to be fighting them for the real title when Conor gets stripped or whatever, because Conor said he's not coming back till 2018. Or his coaches said he's not coming back till 2018. So Conor, he said he's still the champ, even though he got stripped.
Yeah, I consider him the champ.
Okay, so even if he gets stripped, again, people are going to consider him the champ.
But they don't have to strip him again, because if they allow him to fight somebody else, they're not going to strip him. It's one thing if Conor was just running shit and said, I'm fighting this guy, fuck y'all, and then like, oh, well, we're stripping you. But they have to allow him to fight Diaz, which means they're okay with making this interim champion wait.
Okay, but how can you be defending an interim champ? Because they're going to be defending the interim championship in December. Conor's still going to be on break.
This is what it sounds like. These two guys are fighting, right, for the interim championship.
And they're going to be defending the interim.
And then Conor's fighting Diaz, and guess what might be on that card? Khabib versus interim champion. They're about to get punked, or they're going to be waiting. I'm telling you.
That's exactly what it would be, bro. It would be them getting punked, and it would be so bad in the public eye that
it's not bad in the public eye because it's not terrible at all. Because Conor's the star here. Wait your turn.
No,
that's how the world works, man.
There's an interim, bro.
I don't give.
You can't defend.
Whenever Conor gets in the ring, I don't care who he's fighting. I just want to see Conor versus somebody. Okay. Whatever else is going on underneath Conor, that's for y'all to worry about. Okay. That's what you get for being under Conor. Wait your turn.
I understand that, but then just give up the belt. Fight Nate Diaz for no belt. Fuck the title.
No, why give up my belt? I'm going to fight Nick Diaz for a bunch of money, and y'all are going to wait.
Speaking of Nick, you said Nick. Check this out. Check this out. What if Diaz wins the rematch? But so people would feel like Nate. No, not Nate Diaz. What if Conor wins the trilogy?
Again, for the sake of y'all, I'm staying out of this conspiracy shit. but he would never beat Conor. They're not going to allow it to happen.
Okay.
He should have won the second time, so I put it this way. He probably should win the third one, but he's not going to win.
But, well, man, that chin's got to get – he got tagged. He got dropped in those Conor fights. Conor's gas tank's better. Conor probably could just beat Nate Diaz right now.
If they fight again, it's because, look, Diaz has been – if Conor comes back, it's for Diaz. That's why he's been sitting out, right? They're going to pay Diaz more. Diaz was already talking about retiring after the second Conor fight. He's already got more money than he's ever made. So this third one's probably going to be for, what did he get last time, like $3 million or something stupid? Mm-hmm. So even if they tell him like $7 million, or he started, what, $20 million, he just said the other day something stupid like that. So even if they meet him at $10 million, $7 million is double what he made. Somewhere between $6 million is double. Okay, so we say $6 to $10 million. He'll take the L for $6 to $10 million, then go retire. He's already fucking retired. He ain't fighting nobody but Conor McGregor. That's retired. He's like Mayweather right now. He wants to come back for a Conor fight, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, obviously all of these guys will take a L for more money than they've ever made, but we're not going to say that they're doing that because this isn't the WWE, and they're not scripting this shit, okay? So what I'm saying is Conor McGregor don't need this shit to be scripted. He could probably beat Nate Diaz's ass, bro, at 155 pounds. No. He just went and boxed with Mayweather. His hands are better than they were before. His cardio's better than they were before. Conor McGregor, regardless.
Look, bro, I understand the touch of death, but the thing is, it's everybody except Diaz, because that guy, his head ain't going nowhere.
Eventually, bro, he got tagged and dropped just because he's getting.
And he got right back up.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
He's not a real zombie.
He's a zombie. That's Frankenstein.
Bro.
I'm telling you.
You've been watching too much Walking Dead, bro. After you get tagged enough, that's when your chin goes. His shit could go in the next Conor fight, bro.
From Stockton. He's been getting tagged since he was 7 and 6.
He said he's from Stockton. That's true. But listen, my thoughts are still Conor's cardio has improved. Conor has do nothing but improve. Nate Diaz has did nothing but sit out and smoke weed and go to sign autographs.
Maybe that's what allows his head to take that much shit. Maybe it's the weed. Maybe it's the drug test Diaz. Maybe he goes in there high or something, and he's just in the clouds, just eating that shit.
Okay, but Conor's been literally getting better, world class better. His hands have got nothing but better. He just fucking boxed Floyd Mayweather. His cardio. Okay. He probably would just beat Nate Diaz's ass at this point. No. But the thing is, you can't. My whole point is you can't have an interim title holder defending while Conor's waiting out. Conor doesn't care about belts, like you said. No one cares if the belt's on the line. He can fight Diaz, and then what I was gonna say is, what if he moves on to fight Nick Diaz, boy?
He won't.
After Nate Diaz moves up and fights Nick Diaz, who would you rather fight, Nick Diaz or Tyron Woodley? Nick Diaz, with all the Diaz history. Instead of getting that Tyron Woodley problem.
Here's what Conor's going to do. He can fight Diaz, right? Then he can sit out. Then he can say, oh, you're interim champion? Well, I feel like I owe Aldo one last fight. It's kind of bad how we did him. and then he can take another break. No. And he can do what he wants until the end. I'm telling you. Yes, eventually we do want to see him. And guess what? Against Aldo, he is defending his belt. It's like the interim champion. We're sorry, man. Eventually you are going to fight Conor. You are the interim champion. You might have to defend this interim championship once or twice, though. Nigga, you're an interim champion. That's what you are.
Might as well call him the Intercontinental and shit like from WWE, nigga. You're not the interim champion no more. You're the Intercontinental lightweight champion. And no, but I think Conor can just give up the belt and do all of that. Now, I do think you're right. Conor can do whatever the fuck he wants, but after he gives up the belt.
He could give it up, but he doesn't have to.
He didn't want to give up the 145.
What I'm saying is they're verifying his claim more. The fact that he's already walking around, I'm still the 2-time champion. If they take this other belt from him, then that really verifies. Like, that makes him like a god damn near walking around like, I'm still the 2 champion. I'm doing what I want.
Yeah, these are the belts off of me.
I don't matter. Right, that's what I'm saying. That didn't need to be untouched. But, like, you know what I mean? Before this guy made this absorbent amount of 30, 50, however many millions from Floyd, he was already a pimp to these guys, and they were already bums. He could literally have all them fighting in his backyard right now for what he just made. Like, he'd be the guy. He would be in his coat watching all these bums fight each other. Like, this man, okay. I don't think he's coming back, honestly, but we'll see.
He was already saying that before the Floyd Mayweather fight. I'll
That's what
change
I'm
your
saying.
bum life. Like, yeah, he was already disrespectful with the cash. Imagine what he's doing now, boy. Woo!
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, man, Eddie Alvarez wouldn't stand a chance in the trash talk. Now, boy, he made more money now. You already couldn't stand the chance with the trash talk. But, bro, Nate Diaz,
Give Alvarez a shot. I don't understand how they let the dude go back and fight Henderson, man. Like that's gonna. How you gonna say Conor can't go back and fight somebody, but this guy did?
there wasn't an interim champion when he fought
He
Henderson.
might fight, and again, hopefully Kevin Lee will win it, and maybe they can set up that ultimate fight. That'd be the best thing for the UFC if they could get Conor and Kevin Lee on the Ultimate Fighter, whatever. Shit would be huge.
That would, man, that would be insane.
They have so many
And back in the day, bro, Rampage was kind of one of the biggest stars like that when they put him on there, and everyone cared about it. I didn't think about that.
Mayweather might have been making only $1 million McGregor, fucking Rampage might have been making $1 million or $3 million, so that TV deal was a lot. But I mean, Conor, I've been saying he's a star anyway. He needs to go to TV. So like, could you imagine that every fucking week, bro, getting to see Conor do that shit? Like, not to be, it's just a fan. As far as entertainment goes, I don't watch much TV, but like, I would watch that shit. Him and Kevin Lee too. From the highlight, we did the fucking press conference and shit we seen, man. You'd want to see both of them. It brings that race shit they like to sell all the time, and it would just be huge for everybody.
That's a fucking amazing point. I didn't think about that, man. Conor every week, you wouldn't have the dangers of him fucking getting in a literal fight every week, of getting injured and having the. It would be like every fucking week, Conor McGregor. Everybody would watch it, and if he's the interim champion, bro,
that shit would be nuts.
That would be bigger, damn near, than the Nate Diaz, because you could do it every week.
Mayweather, McGregor, almost like if you got the whole bill, you know what I mean? Because they had a few press conferences, they talk shit, but they be damn near getting into it like every week, probably, or some amount of shit talking or just something. Like every single week, there'd be so much build up for this fight.
Bro, I'm over here fanning out, bro. That shit would be amazing.
It'd be the biggest UFC event ever, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, that would be so good.
And then fuck around and put,
it would be like Conor Floyd on a TV show, bro, because Kevin Lee could talk better trash than Floyd.
And then if you put someone like Woodley or Stipe or somebody on that card too, it'd be way bigger than that 205 shit was.
Damn, you got a fucking great point, man. The whole world would be probably tuning in every week, every week.
Few title fights, even I guess put a girl fight on there, even Demetrius Johnson on a big ass card. But if you put Mighty Mouse on a big ass card like that, maybe that's what they need to sell him. Like,
Yep, put Joanna, Mighty Mouse, anybody on there. That's what they should do.
Come in and fuck around and get a knockout on a big card like that. Then everybody would be on his card. I'm telling you, everybody would be watching him.
Bro, man, you might have just made the UFC some millions of dollars. They really need. I love that idea. I never thought about that. I'm gonna have to talk about that in a separate video. Conor McGregor versus the winner of Ferguson Lee on the Ultimate Fighter, or just Conor McGregor on the Ultimate Fighter, man.
Even Ferguson, I guess I haven't watched him too much, but I'm taking he's black, Tony Ferguson. So I guess
he's Mexican.
A Mexican, okay. Well, I mean, I guess that sells too. White Mexican, I guess. Is he a shit talker, the Ferguson guy, or no? I don't really know him.
He's getting better. He's
not
as good as Kevin Lee, but getting better.
Who's the better fighter?
He's like Lalo, bro. He reminds me of Lalo.
Who's the better fighter though, Kevin Lee or this Ferguson guy?
Kevin Lee is probably on the not Kevin Lee. Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson gets the nod right now. Kevin Lee's hot on his trail, but Tony Ferguson's right now too. Okay. Well,
I mean, from the outside, I know more about Kevin Lee and Conor. If Kevin Lee could somehow win this shit, I'm taking my tinfoil off. Wink, wink. Somebody help this happen. But put Kevin Lee and Conor on the Ultimate Fighter, man. You got to get Kevin Lee through right here.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Kevin Lee, if he finds a way to hear this, just make it to decision, man. They got your back.
You think Kevin Lee would win over Conor?
No, I'm saying if Kevin Lee goes to decision against this guy Ferguson, they might have his back if we can get this Ultimate Fighter thing going.
Damn, bro, you crazy. But no, that would be such a big ultimate. Just Conor, and you're right. It would have to be someone in his division that he's gonna fight.
But there's only one more up and coming star that's in his division. It seems like Kevin Lee's the biggest upcoming.
Yeah, he's got more star potential. Tony Ferguson does really the trash talk or like the media. Kevin Lee likes the media, talks the shit, ready to entertain.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's the star. He's the one. Is Ferguson? I've heard of him, but it's like ain't like I'm like, who's Ferguson fighting next? I'm about to watch this fight. Yeah. Kevin Lee is like, I want to watch his next fight. You know, he's got that building potential, and everybody else in the division, he's almost beat already. It's like I'm in Conor shit or whatever.
Yeah, Kevin Lee. He's seeing with all these people waiting on Conor. These guys aren't taking the fight with Kevin Lee. Like, he hasn't beat the top 5 guys, but everyone who takes the fight with, he's pretty much beat. He's been calling everyone out because you got Khabib missing weight, injury, religion. He fights like once a year when we're lucky. Then you got ranked number 2 Tony Ferguson, who's been waiting on that guy. Then you got 3 and 5 Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje. They're on the Ultimate Fighter. They can't take the Kevin Lee fight. Number 4 Barboza, he's injured. He can't take the Kevin Lee fight because people are saying Kevin Lee's ranked number 7. Why is he getting the title shot instead of fighting these top contenders? He's pulling them all out. They're all busy, injured, doing something else. Doing the Ultimate Fighter, Nate Diaz ranked above them, waiting on Conor. Literally, 1 through 6 is fucking stuck in the mud. And that's
I guess I should have said he had to beat everybody in the division. It's just as far as the fights he's been in, I guess he's won. It's just them other guys in that division. I've heard of Khabib. I want to see him, but he's been sitting out. Ferguson, again, I'm not really interested in that. The Diaz, we know what he's waiting on. It's just, I guess the next biggest up and coming star is Kevin Lee. As far as Conor McGregor potential, there's Kevin Lee, because even the other guys we're talking about, they're never going to be huge stars. It's like you can be the champion, you can win, but you're going to be somewhere around Mighty Mouse range.
Yeah, they don't have that it factor. Like Kevin Lee's got that it factor to me. He's quick with the trash talking shit.
Like, I've only seen that one press conference. I haven't even seen. You've probably seen him talk more than I have. But I have. Just from what I've seen, that right there, it's like, yeah, he could be a star.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. He's one dude that could probably hang with Conor on the trash talk. Conor though. With the money, though, nobody can fuck with Conor on really. But Kevin Lee would have some slick shit to say, bro.
Well, see, you don't have to have money to talk shit back. But if Conor's beat you already, too, if he's beat you already and he's killing you in the money talk, you're in trouble. Yeah. Kevin Lee can just be like, "Hey, how much money you got? I'm gonna whoop your ass," And that's like, well, shit, let's see. But the minute he beats you once, it's like, well, he did beat your ass already. Like, just sit down, man. Maybe you'll win the fight. Let's wait and see.
That's why Aldo and Alvarez work. But Nate Diaz can kind of say I beat your ass twice, even though Conor has a W. I want to see the Nate Diaz fight happen, but I honestly think Conor, if Kevin Lee won, Conor versus Kevin Lee on the Ultimate Fighter every fucking week would be bigger than Nate Diaz 3.
If he's interim champion, he's that's got to happen. They got to fight after that too. And that'd be the best thing for the UFC ever right there.
Bro, if they had the champion and the interim champion on the Ultimate Fighter, holy fuck, that would be so big.
This is a wide prediction, but I bet you every single week there'd be more people watching that than UFC 205. Every single week on that Ultimate Fighter.
And I mean, that was a pay-per-view, so you're probably just right, just because that was a pay-per-view and that would be free TV. But the numbers it would do record-breaking numbers, I do believe, and that's fucking huge. But that goes into the fact.
And if he's on TV, you might be able to pay Conor that 20-something million he's gonna want if it's on TV. Because I'm sure there's a lot more money involved there.
Because the people on TV on the biggest shows make money, and everybody's going to be tuning in to watch Conor every fucking week with the trash talk, with the training, and then you get some people fucking around and fighting. Every fucking week you get a little fight too. The people, you're going to still catch that storyline with the Conor Kevin Lee every week. You're still going to get the story of all those fighters. You're going to fuck around. Whoever wins that is going to be a fucking star. You're going to fuck around and build stars. You're going to like a character that doesn't even win, and he's going to be a star from being on that series. That would fucking spread, man. Oh yeah. That would be so dope. But now, Conor McGregor's got a pay-per-view coming up in September. It's not a fight. He's doing an interview. He's did this before once. $5 pay-per-view. Tune in. Somebody interviews him, and you see, ask him about everything. Ask anything you want. It's a ask me anything pretty much with Conor McGregor, but he's doing it on pay-per-view. He did it for $5 before. This one's probably going to be $5, and we're probably going to get an answer to a lot of shit. But before this, I never heard about that fucking Conor McGregor on the Ultimate Fighter idea, and I think that's fucking a great idea because it'd be on big TV. Like they could do that on Big Fox or Fox Sports 1. Everybody would tune. Bro, whatever channel got that show would be a bigger channel. Like that's huge.
What if the UFC made they could make a channel? You know how the ESPN makes all these Red Zone, and then each team has their own channel.
Fight Pass.
Again, I mean, maybe if someone would buy the show from them, they could make a lot of money. But I guess I don't know way near enough about all this stuff. But like, if they put that on only their channel, I bet the subscriptions would have to go up.
Oh yeah, Fight Pass.
Like, I mean, but again, there's so much streaming and shit. It's like if Fight Pass is $10 a month, if they were to put that shit on Fight Pass, I bet those numbers would just skyrocket. Something like that. Like I was thinking as far as just a normal channel, like if there's a UFC, cable channel or something, if they put that on there, But or if they even, I'm thinking TNT. That's where a lot of the UFC shit is.
They're on Fox Sports 1 right now.
So Fox Sports 1, Fox should have enough money to pay for this idea too, man. Fox can invest some millions in this shit or something, but they.
Showtime was talking about getting interested in MMA, bro. Showtime.
I'm really, the more we talk about it, the better it seems. It's like it's the most real idea. So it's like I damn near want to quit talking about it just because.
It's great. No, we need to because we're not gonna be able to put that goddamn idea in motion. We need to get this shit out there, bro. That's a great idea. I'm gonna do a separate whole fucking video on Conor McGregor to the Ultimate Finale or the Ultimate Fighter. And this is one thing I have to say about the Ultimate Fighter. They've been putting people, the coaches on there aren't their big stars. I don't know if it's because they don't want to pay the coaches. One second. I don't know if it's because they don't want to pay the coaches or what, but I think they would have to find a way to get Conor McGregor enough money, but that could make the whole show huge again because the end of the fight wouldn't turn out like fucking Rampage Rashad. It'd be an actual good fight.
Yeah, well, I thought it doesn't have to be Fox, but somebody would pay for this idea, I'm sure. After the numbers McGregor and Floyd just did, somebody's going to see the numbers that want to see Conor, you know what I mean? And somebody would pay for this idea. It's just, I guess, a matter of would Conor want to do it? Can Kevin Lee win? Because, like, my thing is, if it was Conor versus – I haven't seen enough of Ferguson. Like, I'd probably still watch it just because Conor's there, honestly, Conor versus Ferguson. But it's like, if he sounds like Mighty Mouse or like Nate Diaz, like, I can't –
He's a little cringy with the trash talk.
Again,
it's not about the – he's all bark, and it's not about the size of the dog. It's about the size of the bark. And I bring some bite with me, too. It's like, what?
I kind of watched it. You sound like the guy from what Friday movie was that? Like, no more locked doors.
Bro, that's what he's like.
If that's what he sounds like, I would watch that. Okay, so we just got to get Conor back on the Ultimate Fighter, and whoever else they get on there, it's a done deal.
That's what I'm saying. It could be Ferguson or Lee.
Yeah, okay. See, I haven't seen Ferguson.
A verbal chance, and I think Kevin Lee would be a bigger star.
Yeah, Kevin Lee definitely has star potential. I just haven't seen Ferguson enough.
Tony Ferguson's cleared out the division. He's on the 9. Tony Ferguson's cleared out the division more than Kevin Lee. He's fought a lot more guys, but he's 29. Kevin Lee's only 24, and Kevin Lee fights hella. He's already got he's 16-2 in some years. Tony Ferguson fights active too. He's just been waiting on Khabib because he's on a 9-fight winning streak and he wants his fucking title shot. So he wants Khabib or Conor. So he's just waiting on his title shot. Now that he's getting his title shot, he'll fight anybody for the title. He just wants the title on the line. So now that's why he's fighting Kevin Lee, because it's for the title. All them other dudes stuck in the mud, Tony Ferguson can't fight him just like Kevin Lee because they're all stuck in the mud doing something. So that's why. And now Tony Ferguson, that's my fucking dude. He's a entertaining fighter. He's on a 9-fight winning streak, but we've seen him fucking clipped and like on fucking eggshells and then recover and win that fight, and his shit could have been at the end of a streak. But he built his star not by, trash talk, by winning fights. That's why people know who he is. That's the only reason people have heard of him, because he can't sell the fight like Conor and Kevin Lee as far as trash talk. He's getting better at it. Like, he's going to like WWE school.